Oh, Death Prophet. Oh, did you figure out where to toggle the broadcast channels so you actually see the coin flip?
I did. I found it on the second game.
All right. Welcome to Decker Tech. I'm Aaron Decker, and today we're doing an AD2L game. Joined with me is Mega Matt, and we will be casting best of two for Pot of Vainglory versus BadNoobs.
Aaron Decker? I've never heard you been called that.
You know, just because we use internet names usually doesn't mean that real names don't come out every once in a while.
My first name is Mega. Don't you know that?
Last name Matt? I thought it was actually Matt was your first name and Mega was your last name. That would have made a lot more sense to me. You decided not to go by Matt and Mega.
I accidentally filled out the dodo form backwards.
Yeah. Thought it was one of those last name first sort of thing.
Yeah.
5 seconds
Alright, so I know for me in this is Crusader League, right? I always think it might be Archon, but I'm pretty sure it's Crusader.
This is Crusader. We've got Heralds, Guardians, and Crusaders. And maybe an Archon one?
Yeah, but to get the Archon in, you have to get some finagling. Is the sub tonight? I didn't see his rank.
10 seconds
But
remaining.
Oh, yeah. Where did he go?
while you're pulling that up, I mean, for me, I know that for the drafts in these games, I usually expect just, hey, do they spam a hero a lot? Yes, ban it. Like, it's not about what's good against my team or bad against my team. It's is that player comfortable with it? If so, we must delete it.
Yeah. Those mega comfort heroes are the Crusader, Archon, Guardian heroes. They've got a couple of heroes that they're really good at, and then the hero pool just kind of drops off.
Yeah, it falls flat real fast. If you see
No,
someone,
Rough Hand is a Crusader also.
okay, so it shouldn't be anything too crazy then. The Chaos Knight Grimstroke. I think Grimstroke has been banned against Pot of Vainglory about 9 times out of 10 so far in this league.
Vit's just too good. We'll never know how good he is if it always gets banned, but that's how it goes.
Invoker, yeah, that's a good one. If you see someone play Invoker a lot, you gotta get that out. No one likes a hero that goes invis, auto attacks really hard, has a cataclysm. Like, this guy's got 12 spells, man.
Did anything happen to Chaos Knight in the patch?
I don't remember anything. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. I just don't remember anything big.
Yeah.
Earth Spirit, I've never seen that banned in Crusader League, or at all. By Crusader League, I mean this is the only league I watch. But
I thought maybe that's one that I need to learn. I've played him before, and I was basically like a creep that could also grief my
they could
teammates.
also kick your heroes into bad positions.
And that's about how I played it the whole game. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, I'd say Earth Spirit can definitely wreck a fight a lot worse than a Pudge in the wrong hands. Let me just kick this guy to safety. Let me just kick you to their team.
But I've played against good Earth Spirits, and they're annoying.
Oh, yeah. Your entire team
With pick.
is slowed and silenced.
Yeah.
Skywrath Mage. I know, I have seen that Vitruvius has been playing a lot of Skywrath, so I expect that's where that's at. And why don't I have game sound here? Don't mind me, guys. Maybe that fixes it.
And we got a snap pick on the Disruptor for the BadNoobs.
I think Disruptor is contested for both teams, right?
I think so, but I thought Vitruvius was the Disruptor player.
Yeah. Like we said, these hero pools are so small that it's like, and he plays these 3 heroes. So when someone branches out to a new one, you can really surprise
10 seconds
Surprise, folks.
remaining.
Oh, Roxy's got Disruptor also, so that could have been
5 seconds
in their
remaining.
pickup.
Yeah. So Disruptor, Witch Doctor, both kind of squishy, both kind of slow backliners, but a lot of damage to be had there. Both really strong ultimates.
Big ultimate players, big team fight.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the
Radiant team
silence and the potential mute also on Disruptor for his ult. Really lock down those carries, keep him from escaping. Really good against like Slark when he tries to jump in, or PA can get a great initiate or better counter initiate.
Right. My biggest concern about the Disruptor to Skywrath lineup is that Skywrath's spells are longer range. So if Skywrath chooses to, he can use like Disruptor you don't get to play by silencing him early. But at the same time, like you can't run away from Disruptor, and like Skywrath's survivability is his mobility. So.
Right. Disruptor will bring him back. Skywrath probably has the better initiate on him.
Yeah. But I mean, Disruptor's not planning on playing, you know, twos and threes. He's looking for big fights. Maybe a 3-man thing. I mean, I feel like when I'm playing Disruptor, it's either the 1v1 I'm okay with early game, or I just plan on doing late game big fights.
Both Witch Doctor and Disruptor are pretty good in lanes too. I know the what's the Q called on Disruptor? The lightning.
Thunderstrike? Something
Yeah,
like that?
Thunderstrike. I think that got nerfed a little bit, but his other spells got buffed.
Oh yeah, his glimpse. Something happened to his glimpse that just made it so much more powerful. Was it like the cooldown went really down low or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, or they rescaled it, so I think it's low cooldown, worse at level 1, but better later
Throughout.
in the game.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
Bans, we got a Juggernaut and Slardar. Those not really fitting the same role or same thing. Maybe those are just comfort bans. Jakiro and Razor. So I don't see any like theme across the bans. Like there's a little bit of like bash spell immunity going on. Like Slardar and Juggernaut are kind of play the same. Like if they get on top of you, you hate your life. Like I can kind of get that. But I don't see the same thing between like a Jakiro and a Razor. So I think we're still just in comfort hero ban territory.
So it looks like we've got the off lane for Vainglory. So they are looking to ban out safe lane heroes on the bottom, on the Dire.
Right.
Dire team pick.
But it looks like they're still just, you know, hitting a wide variety there. It looks like a couple mids and maybe the position 5. I mean, you can run Jakiro as a 5, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just because you play in mid.
I play Jakiro everything other than 1, and to be fair, I'd be willing to try it as a 1. I can't get enough Jakiro.
5 seconds remaining.
Although I haven't played many games since the patch, but right now my current plan is 4 Null Talismans and Mag Scepter. I don't know if that's a good plan, but
Mag Scepter?
an Ag's Scepter.
Ags Scepters. Is there a new kind of scepter that I've ever heard about?
Ags, Mags, and Bags.
Ugh, this game is just too complicated.
Uh,
So Vainglory really doesn't want the blink stunners.
yeah, someone to get on this backline Skywrath is what I'm thinking, because Skywrath is super squishy. And you don't want anyone like Underlord can't really chase the backline jumpers. He's more of a I want to be in their team and I want everyone to fight around me. Like he wants to be in the front line and he wants to fight at the front line. Whereas, you know, the Slardars and the Axes of the world, they like, you know, get into the back line.
I like a lot of the things that Underlord does, but he lacks the initiate.
Oh, he have you seen his new ultimate?
Seconds remaining.
Oh my goodness. His new
That's
ultimate
right.
is fantastic for initiation. All you do is you like, hey guys, like, so you go push out a lane, you go chilling by yourself, and then a fight breaks out somewhere, you join it. Or someone overextends, you gank them. Like, that's the early game for him. Like, the first couple times you use your ult, it's just like you get a gank, you catch someone out of position, and then later what happens is your team pushes in a lane, you duck out of range of the lane or their wards or whatever, and then suddenly your entire team teleports to the other side of the map where, like, someone was trying to, like, push out a safe lane, an off lane or something, and suddenly your whole team is there killing them and sieging the other tower.
So how's that work? It opens a portal between, you know, right there and one other spot on the map, and anyone can just move freely, or anyone on your team can move freely?
Both teams can go through it, actually.
Both? Oh.
So you just connect 2 points on the map. You can't connect fountains. Oh, you can start it in your fountain, but you can't target your fountain with the end point. I haven't tried the enemy fountain, honestly. I'm pretty sure you could probably teleport to the enemy fountain. I use it a lot. It'll clear trees around it. So if you target it on the tree line, there'll be a mini-map indicator, I think, for the enemy. Kind of like the IO relocate.
Yeah.
But The big thing that I think a lot of people overlook is you get like 30% move speed coming out of the portal.
Oh,
Your team comes out and they come out quick. Everyone else on your team has to click it to start it, but you start channeling the moment you start casting. So you come out like a half second before your team, and you come in, you root someone, and then suddenly your whole team's there backing you up, and it can be great. Although I don't know if
that's
you've
interesting.
seen.
So it can be kind of a surprise initiate.
Yeah, I mean you have about 2 seconds of warning before the team shows up, and you also have like a 30% damage reduction at max level too when you come out of the portal for like 5-6 seconds.
So I've seen it, but I've not seen it effectively used.
Yeah,
Only in my pubs and people messing around with it.
if you've seen one of the, I think the last Vainglory game, right? They used it as a retreat, and everyone like one at a time started channeling it and died, trying to go back home.
Yeah, it's not the same kind of retreat that it used to be.
Yeah, it also it doesn't give you the 30% damage reduction as you're entering it. It's when you come out of it. So I think a lot of people are used to the old version where it's a retreat option. Now it's an initiation option.
Okay.
Missed a lot of the draft because I got way too excited about Underlord.
Well, they BadNoobs missed Axe and Slardar, but they picked up Mars instead to fill that role.
I don't know if Mars is really a good backline jumper. Like he still does a little bit. Like he's still a blink carrier, but he's more about, hey, I want to fight in this area and you can't get away. And I think Pot of Vainglory, they don't care about getting away right now. Only one that's really scared is Skywrath, right?
Yeah, and he's got a couple of big beefy boys to hide behind right now.
Yeah. I think what is Vainglory missing here? They're missing some sort of chase down. Like they're really good at standing and fighting. Ignite is fairly okay at chasing down, and Skywrath can run people down just with his move speed. But
Wraith King can hit the towers pretty good, and he's got his Skelly Mans.
yeah. You're not going to see them pushing early towers, but they've got the late tower push really well. Although I guess tier 1s can go down pretty fast to a Wraith King if he sets his mind to it. For BadNoobs, I don't see their siege potential yet. They've got a lot of team fight and a lot of magic damage. I would like to see like a Luna or a sniper, but they banned out their sniper. Like I don't know, maybe that's too much backline. I want like a Jakiro 1. What's the equivalent of a 1 Jakiro?
Oh, you think Monkey King's going mid?
Well, I think Vainglory thinks it's 1, so you're probably right. I haven't looked at my scouting sheets here, but
10 seconds remaining.
you're right. It's probably a 1 Monkey.
5 seconds remaining.
Looks like we're still waiting for the mid for Vainglory too.
See, so BadNoobs is banning out all the heroes. I keep thinking like, oh man, they need like a Lena or something. They need someone that can do like heavy right click to a tower, because you're not gonna have Monkey taking down a tower. That's really dangerous for him. Like he's only gonna be pushing a tower when most of the enemy team's dead.
That's right. He'll jump in. He's not super tanky, but the Jangu stacks can help him sustain a little bit in fights.
Right, but you can't get Jingu on a tower. So
No.
if he starts right clicking a tower, he's just super vulnerable, just getting ganked and killed. And it takes like 2 seconds to channel his ultimate. So
There's that mobility and chase that you're looking at. I'm liking this draft a lot for Vainglory.
yeah, they look fairly solid there. The only ones that are threatened are the Skywrath, who should be at high enough distance to not really worry about it, and the Puck. Like the Puck can get cut out by this Disruptor though. That could be really bad for Puck, because if Disruptor gets a glimpse on him and then just drops his ultimate and ring where he's going to land, I don't think Puck can shift the glimpse, can he? If he times it well.
If he is off the map, the shift puts Puck off the map, right?
Right.
And so I think he can time it where
He
he's
doesn't get
off the
glimpse
map
back?
when it hits. So I'm not sure. I think he can dodge it.
That's fair. That's
That'll be
fair.
interesting to see, though.
I know if you were to give me Puck and someone was to glimpse me, I probably would not hit the timing right. So we'll see how good if it happens, and if it can be pulled off.
Yeah.
I still think, like, I wanted, I don't know why. If I were Bad Noobs, I would want a sniper or Lena right now. I want someone that can just right-click from afar. Wind Ranger kind of fills that role. Most of her right-clicks are just in her ultimate, though.
Right. It's not bad. Not a bad option, but...
She's definitely a really good one to chase down a Skywrath mage, though. Right? Maybe.
Definitely. Skywrath can't do... He can silence her before she gets it off, but I don't think...
Yeah, once she gets past the back line and onto him, I don't think Skywrath can successfully kill her, and she'll chase him long enough that no silence will save him.
Maybe if Skywrath gets root, then he can root her and ult her. But I know you're against getting the Atos on Skywrath, right?
Well, for me, in my experience, if I've had time to get my Atos on Skywrath, then my opponent has gotten something like. If they get a BKB, Atos doesn't do anything.
Sure.
Right? So I think it's really item dependent. I feel if Bad Noobs takes the time to farm up, they should be fine. Wraith King farms fairly well, but on the Vainglory team, he's like the only one that really scales well other than like Skywrath. But I don't think Skywrath is going to be farming this game. I don't. Knowing the player, knowing the bracket, and the role he's playing, I don't expect him to try to, to get an Ags and get to level 25 where he's BKB piercing kind of thing.
And getting an Atos just to protect you from Wind Ranger's ult feels kind of bad. Maybe something like a Glimmer would be a better choice.
Right. Or
I think going Invis protects you from Wind Ranger ult.
Yeah, I think it does. You can also just get an E-Blade, not the E-Blade.
That's probably the choice. Yeah, you're right.
I can actually do camera work here.
Yep, I have no control. Can I even?
Look at the items.
I can make stats happen, but do you see those when I make stats happen?
Let me check. Nope. I'll have to. Okay. You'll have to remind me on stats if I don't do them on my screen.
Okay, I can't see your screen.
Oh, so right now I've got the items open up. I'm looking through. I see 2 salves on Vainglory, 2 salves on Bad Noobs. So no one's skimping on the regen here. Looks like they're trying to do some warding in mid.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not looking at your camera. Ah, dang.
Yeah, I'm here at mid.
That's unfortunate.
Sorry, guys. This is our first time casting together. Don't mind us.
30 seconds.
Smoke play on the Bad Noobs, and they were pinging that jungle.
Yeah, this looks like Vitruvius might go bye-bye. Oh, he popped the smoke just before he walked down low ground. I don't know if he intentionally stopped walking low ground, like he was just aiming to stop there. But luckily, the timing was such that it did not happen. Looks like both teams are going to get 2 unless Bad Noobs can contest the top 1 fast enough. Nope. I don't think either ward saw each other in mid, so there shouldn't be any aggressive dewarding yet. I think Wind Ranger versus Puck, because both of these heroes are ones that can make the enemy team's life miserable just for the sake of, ooh, look at this. There's an attempt to deward mid, but no such luck. 50 gold down the drain for Mail here. Witch Doctor's still not with his team, his monkey yet. Monkey's getting super harassed.
Throw that coconut.
Looks like Ogre and Wraith King put some pretty heavy harass down on bot lane as well. Didn't we say the strong laners were the Disruptor and the Witch Doctor, right?
That's right. So what did Witch Doctor do here? He pulled those creeps all the way back? Oops.
I mean, I feel like that's okay. If he can get some denies with it. I didn't see any denies, though. The looks like both off lanes have some fairly aggressive wards, and both. Man, there's just a lot of spell damage going up top.
Oh, Rough Panda took mid. I was thinking Rough Panda was going to take pause 1, so we've got Rough Panda on the puck.
Oh, and Cream is on pause 1, yeah, because Cream is usually their mid. Okay, that explains why bot lane is being so aggressive. You throw a mid player in safe lane, and odds are they're going to try to get a kill.
A lot of damage on Mars. Is he going to go? Magic Stick saves him. He's hobbling away.
But he's definitely hobbling. Ogre might be good to pull off. We got some Maledict up top, but no follow-up damage for it. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the problem here with the Witch Doctor Monkey King is the Monkey King has to feel safe enough to come up and right-click during your Maledict. Instead, I think Witch Doctor might just be the first blood.
Oh, saved by the Monkey Stick. Witch Doctor will be just fine.
Meanwhile, mid we got Puck is dominating the CS. Top Underlord is doing quite well, and Monkey.
Oh, one more hit. You have another spell Vit?
I think he's out of mana. Skywrath is one of the most mana intensive pause 4s you can have in the game. Oh, here's the
That's
the
enough.
backline shot. He got him through the tree line.
Did you catch the first blood?
Yeah, I did.
There you go.
Too bad you can't see my camera. I'm sorry.
I know.
I thought I was told that you'd see it. Maybe I just didn't
I
click the
know.
cameraman thing.
I don't see any option to toggle. Anyway, we'll figure it out next game.
I think maybe the problem was when we changed lobbies, I might have not clicked it again. I apologize if that's the case.
Ogre's taking a pull.
So CS, let's see, we're still pretty Radiant favored. Mars is doing pretty fine versus the Wraith King. But the Monkey has 2 CS. The Monkey is not enjoying life. Like, we've got a tri-lane about to set up here.
Yeah, Disruptor port's top. These guys need some magic sticks and wands. Help them offset a little bit of this damage from Vitruvius.
Well, that's the thing. Against a Skywrath, all you have to do is just buy a lot of regen because he'll dump his mana pool into you, but once he's out of mana, he's not scary. Like, he does nothing without massive amounts of mana. So, normally what you do is you buy an extra salve, you buy an extra set of tangos, and you just, every time he casts at you, you just start healing. Like, you just take it on the chin, and then once he's out of mana, then you be aggressive back to him.
Did Wind Ranger just die here?
I wonder...
I see her TP back mid, and there's two kills on the side of Radiant.
She must have. We must have missed it. Let's see. Death-wise, I see, yeah. We're all busy looking at this monkey. The 2 CS monkey. Sorry, monkey.
Oh, root on the monkey. He throws down his stick. I think he's gone. Yep.
This, I mean, I can't. I hate to say it, guys, but let's look at net worth already. Monkey King is second lowest in the game. This you gotta be pulling all stops to fix this. A lane swap maybe, send Monkey down against Wraith King, but the Ignite's gonna hurt. But at least maybe he might get some last hits. They pulled the Disruptor up top, but right now that just means that...
Yeah. I don't know that tri-lane was the option.
Yeah, tri-lane's not cutting it right now. If you're going to tri-lane, the 2 supports have to get out of the lane and go chase down the pause 4. And that's the problem is, at this bracket, you've not run into this situation enough to know what to do. I've watched a lot of TI. I know that you can't learn too much from TI. And I've run into this situation a couple times in my own games where you have to tri-lane, and I've been part of the tri-lane and against the tri-lane. And the most successful ones are when, like, the 2 supports, they stay max distance aggressively from your carry. Like, so your carry's over here by the tower, the 2 of you are, like, all the way at the enemy tower, just harassing the mess out of them. Say, hey, you cannot come to this lane. If you want to come to this lane, bring more bodies.
Yeah, keep the cores kind of together and keep those harassing supports off of your carry.
Well, actually, what they do is they should even try to bully the Underlord away. But like, yes, their first objective should be bully the Skywrath out of the way. Like they should be over in this tree line, away from the Monkey King. Just anytime Skywrath shows, casting spells at him. But often what happens is once you bully the 4 out of the way, the 3 is kind of left in this sticky situation where he has to run away as well. You know what I mean? Like, because otherwise he's in that pickle of I'm between the 2 supports and the enemy core.
Both mids at level 7. Love to see a rotation from Wind Ranger or Puck. Looks like Puck is coming top. Ogre's coming top.
We're gonna have a 4 versus 4 top here shortly, guys. Let's see if Skywrath has his mana pullback. He doesn't. He does. Underlord does not, but he does have a soul ring.
Get a hasted Dream Coil up here on Monkey. Oh, he got Monkey Kinged.
Oh, we're here. We're committed. They smelled blood in the water, and
there's 1,
2, 3. Wind Ranger a little too late. Might get the Underlord return kill.
Saved by Ogre.
Alright, so this is definitely on BadNoobs to recover. Like, we're at a 3k difference at 8 minutes.
Great rotation. Ogre was able to just leave his Wraith King. He was so far ahead.
I think this is a mistake from Vainglory. If they keep fighting here, this will be on them to make a mistake. Yep, you got glimpsed back.
Does he get... Oh, he escaped it. Oh, the arrow's going to get him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the Thundershock got him. Okay.
I feel that was a major mistake on Vainglory. They were just having too much fun. Like
they should have taken their kills and left.
Yeah, once they got 3 kills, they should have just split back to their lanes again, because after you kill them all like that so hard, if you get back to your lanes and they come back to the lane with you, you just harass them out of lane again. Like, you're now such a dominating lead that no one can come to your lanes.
So Monkey King went bottom, but he is 3 levels behind this Wraith King.
Yeah, and 6 isn't going to save him or anything. Go ahead. I have a tendency to talk very loud and very fast, so I will...
We've got Skywrath down here too. He's just going to follow this guy around. He doesn't have a lot of mana.
Yeah, I feel
We'll
like
see what
that's
he can do.
the problem sometimes with teleporting is you think you have enough mana, but then teleport takes so much of it. Mid, there goes
Chasing
another...
down behind the tower to get that Wind Ranger kill.
Yeah. Radiant's feeling really strong, and they should, because there's a 4K net lead, and the highest net worth is 4K. So, like, they are a whole player ahead in gold right now. See, and now that it's just the 2 supports versus the Underlord and the Skywrath's not there, like, I feel one of these supports needs to leave. Like, yes, they're holding their own versus the Underlord, but every other lane is being lost because they have both their supports top.
Yeah, I feel like they don't need both supports to keep this tower from going under.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mars is...
Underlord will keep it pushed in. I don't think he can take it. Oh, Mars ult. You're right.
Yeah.
Misses the kill. Almost gets killed himself and runs away.
Mars was posturing a little aggressively in the river, and Pot of Vainglory was having none of that. Don't break the leash. Ooh, he broke the leash with the skeletons. Good thing the
Wind
coconut
Ranger put
bounced.
her ultimate on Puck, but
Yeah. He avoided it a lot. There was a... Oh. Skywrath, you don't got enough mana for the chase down, maybe. The double null talisman. I wouldn't mind seeing like a 3rd null talisman, honestly.
Oh, that might be enough Fire Blast. Or Ignite.
Ooh, yeah, then the orb to finish it off. Like, we're diving to tier 3s, and tier 1s aren't even down yet. So I hope the Skeleton King is enjoying his space.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is a situation when you're playing as BadNoobs, you just feel like tempers are going to rise, stress level is high, no one is having a fun time.
Yeah.
Everyone's blaming someone else for their woes. Hopefully not, but it's, like, the human tendency is to find a cause for it that's not yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh, Underlord used his ult. I see one side. Where's the other side? The other side is mid.
There's a Skywrath ult to miss, but I think Witch Doctor just died to Ignite. Yep. Everyone is super low mana on the side of Vainglory. They need... Like, if they're going to hold this much aggression, we need, like, 3 sets of mana boots.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of potential there for BadNoobs with the Mars ult, but things didn't quite line up. And the Disruptor ult and Wind Ranger, but if they could have moved it under the tower, that fight could have gotten a lot better for them.
Ooh, the Ignite's probably going to kill the Disruptor.
No,
Tipping him? I don't know how I feel about the tipping him once he got the Ignite on him. He knows he's dead, guys. You don't gotta be this mean about it. There's a lot of ground to recover. And if you're going to do it, Monkey's got the right call. Just avoid the fight, get the farm. At this
there's
point,
only death in those fights for him.
yeah, I think Wind Ranger should be farming as well instead of fighting. I think if you're going to sacrifice a core, sacrifice your Mars, and have Mars, Witch Doctor, and Disruptor try to get a kill on someone. Or defend a tier 2. Like, let the tier 1s die, and go for, like, a tier 2 defense, or a really deep dive. Like, don't show... Like, because Mars doesn't even have a blink yet. He doesn't even have... I don't know. What is this? Armlet? He's going Armlet? Like, you can't take any aggressive posturing when you're this far behind.
Is that another puck ult?
Yeah, Puck ult. About to kill 3 bodies. There's the Ignite. Skywrath chasing down.
Again, I almost felt like those were panic ults by BadNoobs. Oh, Monkey King jumped in when he was going to cast, and he got fire blasted down.
Skywrath here on the chase line. Yeah. You can't take... I think the biggest problem people fall into is when you start losing, you don't know where you need to draw the line. Like, you need to accept your losses at some point, and in this case, it's don't defend tier 1s. Like, just assume that everything between your tier 1 and tier 2 is off limits. Like that's your only safeguard, I mean. It's between the tier 1 and tier 2, and don't go past the tier 1 at all. Don't even try to defend it with anything other than, like, a Witch Doctor Coconut or a Disruptor Q. There goes a puck kill. That's a big deal. There are changes in the most recent patch for kill streaks and bounties. So
I can't say I understood them, but...
Kills are more important in general. Streaks are more important by far. So
and ending streaks are important too.
Yes, that's what I meant. Like, so killing someone's streaks. So you're rewarded very heavily for killing someone that's on like a 5-kill spree.
Underlord using his ult to come in to the trees here and try and get this monkey. They're pinging him. That's what they want.
Yeah, but that, I mean, I feel if you've got this ultimate though, you have to be a lot more aggressive with it. Like, I'd rather teleport behind him and walk to him than teleport, you know, like...
They even have this ward in the jungle. They may have safely been able to teleport into the jungle, too.
Yeah, I would teleport, like, even if anything, just maybe the tree line above the tier 2. Or probably just right next to the outpost would have been fun. But, I mean, like we said, it's a new ultimate. People aren't used to it. Puck's
going to go down again. 2 ults used to take him down.
Puck is now being too aggressive, but as you see, here's the kill team I was talking about. It's the Mars, Disruptor, and Witch Doctor. I guess they have all 4, but...
And I think Wind Ranger's just down here farming. Not sure she contributed to that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if BadNoobs digs himself out of this, it's all on... Honestly, it's Vainglory that made the mistake, because I think if Vainglory played 100% safe from now on, I don't think... I think the deficit's big enough that you could just slowly...
With a 10k lead at 16 minutes, that's pretty significant.
Yeah. So, if Vainglory is going to lose this match, it's because they overextend with the Puck or the Skywrath. You can't really overextend with the the Skeleton King, like, unless we're diving like tier 4s or something. Looks like Skeleton King's going Armlet Disruptor.
They catch Monkey with a puck ult,
Yeah.
and he is super dead.
There's just so little space to farm safely and for big noobs here. Bad noobs? Bad noobs, not big noobs.
I'm a big noob.
Aren't we all? Some days more so than others.
Tier 2 will fall in the dire mid.
I mean, he's got an extra life, guys. Do not go on the Wraith King.
Yeah, that's not the target for Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger needs to come back and hit. Skywrath.
I think
Good ults from from Witch Doctor and Disruptor.
Right, but these are now, like, they're good ults, but we needed good ults back when it was a 3k lead, not a 12k lead, unfortunately. Because that was back in the time when these supports could actually kill someone.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean,
Yeah, Vainglory's just going to march from objective to objective, and there's not a lot to stop him.
well, I think Wraith King just finished Desolator, and I feel like they should be just take all the tier 2s, take Roche, and bottle them up in their base. Let's see.
He's been able to farm anything.
Yeah, I was just looking.
He
He's
really-
almost
oh, he's-
defusal.
Yeah, he's close to defusal. He's a couple of creep waves away from that.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I'm doing an item check on the... So, Mars has a BKB queued up. You will not finish a BKB. Like, if you finish a BKB, you've already got back up into the game. Like, it's not going to get you into the game, you know what I mean?
They are smoking at a base,
Oh,
but they ping and say, never mind.
well, now is a good time if, like, the Skywrath is actually by himself right now. Yeah.
And they do catch him.
There's a dead Skywrath. He lingered. His team left, and he lingered.
Nice catch.
The
Another not great target for Wind Ranger.
But
She
meanwhile-
doesn't want to get the Underlord.
They lose the Monkey King bot. Yeah, I feel the ult selection for Wind Ranger this game has been kind of panicky. Like, as you said earlier, I think all the ults on the side of BadNoobs is just, oh, it's someone I can do it on. I have to do it now because this is my only opportunity. I'm going to die before before I get the chance.
And that's what's so hard from playing from behind.
Yeah. It's a lot harder. You have a lot few good choices or safe choices to make when you're behind. And you got to just have the patience to make the good choices. And
These
sometimes,
guys are cornered mid.
yeah, I'm watching people die here and there. The Disruptor, the Glimpse, is a very offensive spell in my mind. Like, when you're behind, Glimpse isn't as powerful as when you're ahead. Like, because the best you can do when you're behind is just, oh, get off me, like, make them go away, but they still have 3 seconds to hit you before they disappear. Whereas when you're ahead, it's, hey, you have 3 seconds to think about your existence before you come back and die.
Dire's middle tower is not what it used to be.
Wraith King with his Deso just marching up and hitting that tower.
Yeah, the teams can't see the gold, the lead, right? You can't see the 15k lead when you're in the game, but
That's right.
you should be able to feel it. And if you feel this big of a lead, you should be taking, like, nothing should stop you from just going from objective to objective, like you said earlier.
A good blink puck ult counter to shake by Mars and Disruptor. But that's not enough. Buyback on Mars. He's coming right back in. But he's out of spells to cast.
Right, but did you see the Wind Ranger did make the correct selection? She killed the Skywrath.
Oh,
She ulted the Skywrath and killed the Skywrath. Like, that helped the fight a lot. That's why, you know, Vainglory is retreating all of a sudden. Is because they lost a body. They don't often lose bodies in these fights.
retreating with the Underlord ult just because they can.
Just because you can. Although, I wouldn't mind seeing this
Is
Ender...
Mars gonna go in? Oh, he's doing it!
Get him!
Go it! No! Disruptor steps says, don't you do that. He just wanted to see if he could. It's like, I've never seen one of these before. Can I channel on it too? Oh no, can I unchannel?
Stop me, save me, save me. Yeah, I wonder if on comms there was a, crap, guys, crap, I can't undo it. How do I stop this? Force staff. Like, okay, we're reading that they're in,
Radiant's halfway done with Roche, and they know they're there.
but there's no ultimate on Mars, just a bodily walk-in.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have waited maybe 20 seconds, but ooh, the Witch Doctor ult doing a lot of...
They get 2 kills on the side of Dire. Roche didn't fall.
But Wind Ranger's about to, all 5 dead. I mean, you could finish off Roche because it's low enough, or you can just march down mid.
They do have 4 buybacks.
But they're pinging each other and they can't make up their decision. Just pick one and go with it. I think Boots of Bearing on Underlord is a fair pickup. I haven't tried it, but the problem is it's hard to like evaluate items at this point in the game because there's just such a deficit between, I mean, disparity.
Yeah, this is not the game to judge any single item on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, man, Boots of Bearing was a great item. You go to a future game, you buy it, and you get massacred or something, and you're like, but the boots, I had the boots.
I really enjoyed picking it up on CM on the couple of games I played with her. It's got that it's almost like a dispel or like a mini BKB in the way that you can't be slowed and your team can't be slowed when it's cast.
That makes sense.
And that's super useful.
And you can do it during her ultimate, right? Like
Yes. Yes, it doesn't break null.
Yeah. Puck is toying with the enemy team here.
Both teams smoked up. Mars looking to... Oh! He's caught before he can do anything.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, like you said, when you're behind, the decisions are hard to make, but the right decision is not to go for a fight. The decision is to farm up a new item. Not like a BKB or anything, like unless you're fairly close to it. But like a small item, like, you know, diffusals, Falcon Blades. Like, I know Falcon Blade's not game changing, but it's better than nothing, which is what the last 15 minutes of Dire has been, right? So we did just see...
Puck just do that with the Disruptor glimpse?
I think so. It might have been the orb usage. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
Disruptor tried to pull him out of base, but Puck decided, no, I'm going to stay there to the death.
Yeah, Puck is like, man, guys, I feel you need some charity here. Here, have 1,000 gold.
Yes, I don't even know how to read this gold bounty. 640 plus 570 among 2 heroes.
So 640 for the killer.
640?
Yes, and then 570 was split between Mars and, was it Disruptor that was with him?
Okay. Did they get 1 death on Wraith King?
Yeah.
2 lives left. And he
got glimpsed away during it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was it. Okay. I thought he blinked out. That was super weird.
Maybe he did blink forward. I think we're pushing the facts here on Radiant too hard.
Yeah, they don't want to come out of base.
Just go farm. Go get the bottom tower, guys. No reason to... You don't have
or
to...
rather, they shouldn't want to come out of base.
Yeah. No reason to push high ground. So I feel this is a situation that this bracket you get into on both teams very often is we're so far behind we can't do anything. We can't leave the base. And then we're so far ahead but we can't kill high ground. Like...
Yeah.
These glimpses, I can't decide how to move my camera. Good coconut. I mean, coconut's always just a good spell, right?
Yeah, later in the game when it's got, 18 bounces, and she goes, if you catch 2 heroes and it goes back and forth on them, perma-stun for 10 seconds.
Radiant gating away, or some of them gating away.
splitting our push to take this tier 2 bot. Oh, are they going to come back too? How long does the gate last?
Like
Wind Ranger
10
ult.
seconds. I don't think Underlord's gonna make it. Underlord didn't make it back, so that was a big mistake. See which team is punished more, though. That puck ult said, "Hey, stay here." Wraith King's out of mana. Is that why he's running away?
No one to run away from now because Dire is all gone.
They are dead skis.
There's a couple of buybacks, but really I think that is
I think
GG.
Yeah. And you see how that high ground kind of got cracked is you send Underlord to the other lane. Skywrath went with him, but like you send one of your cores to an off lane and just make sure you have pressure on that lane, and then that gives the losing team a chance to either make a play on the guy split pushing or make a play on your team. And I mean, they made the choice to make a play on the team and got punished for it.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
BadNoobs sticking it out though. They're not ready to call GG yet.
I mean, if we look over here at net worth, it's almost Radiant and then Dire. There's this weird disparity between Mars and Skywrath, where Mars has more net worth than Skywrath.
Now, they did only lose half a Rax off of that push, which is surprising. I thought they were going to lose mid and top.
Right, but there's no towers to defend them anymore, so yeah, the moment someone steps forward, they're blinking in. Like, I don't see this fight going any better for Dire.
Yeah, Skeleton King blinks in. Mars counter initiates. He still has. Oh no, he doesn't still have Aegis. But he does have his ult. Chasing down the team and another team wipe.
Dire's middle tower is not what it used to
Puck taunting him up in their base. What is Puck doing? Oh, he's buying items. That's a fun fact. You can buy items in the enemy shop.
declared on Dire's middle barracks.
Where's
So-
this Fiend Gate lead? Oh, so they're healing up and then going to come back.
Yeah, so you can't click it directly into the fountain, but you can click it right outside the fountain. So it's really good for a
Okay.
refresh. I almost mentioned this earlier because Underlord was walking around at like 10% mana for like 10 minutes of the game. And I just wanted him to ult back to base and heal, like, get all his mana back. But he's just been relying on the Soul Ring for all his mana.
GG is called,
Dire's top barracks
but someone must keep it and cancel.
that life is unfair.
There it goes.
I don't know what to really unpack from that game other than practice when you're losing a game is a hard thing to do, but is the most benefit you can have. I think it's just a new situation for BadNoobs to be, because that monkey had 2 CS at minute 4, right? And they had to do something to address that, and they came to do the tri lane, and it did not go well.
Right. If they could have come in with the tri lane and like you said, put better harass on, give the Monkey King a little bit of space from Underlord and Skywrath, who were just on those two from the start, then he might have had a chance to come back.
Yeah. I'm not good enough to decide which matchups are favored for which, but I like to think that Skywrath Underlord is going to beat up a Monkey King. Well, because Witch Doctor wasn't there for the first minute or so of the lane. He was doing some trying to pull creeps, or I don't know what he was doing, but he was not there physically in the lane for like the first 70% of Monkey King's health bar. So, like, that's what I draw from that is if you leave your pause one alone early on, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I like it best when people play multiple roles. So, like, if you play support, if you play a core, like, play the other role and try it out. Because I know as a core, for me, if I'm the Monkey King and I get in that situation where there's a Skywrath and Underlord looking at me, I'm not even going to step up to the wave. I'm going to be, like, I might not be pinging or yelling at my teammate, but I'm going to be waiting for them to show up.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to approach the wave and just take so much of a beating without my teammate there. And if it happens too long, yeah, you better believe I'll probably get upset and ask for something to change. And depending on how good my mood is how polite that asking is.
Affects how the ask is made.
Yeah. All right, so I'm clicking on the cameraman this time.
Okay, yeah, that looks different than how it looked last time.
Okay, so I apologize for not doing that last time. I did it the first lobby, but I forgot the second lobby. Break time for...
Maybe.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, dude, one other thing. Maybe Wind Ranger could have come up and helped a little bit too. Puck had that really good rotation at about 7 or 8 minutes, and Wind Ranger was late to the game there. If Wind Ranger could have maybe done something to help out that really struggling lane, that
Right.
might have made a difference too.
And I think that needs to be addressed. The Wind Ranger needs to be like, hey, I'm not 6 yet. Like, the top lane needs to call for the help. You're not going to send mid there until they're 6, or at least you could, but I think with Wind Ranger, you want to wait till level 6. Like,
Right, so she can pop in and do a surprise ult. And
she
get
needs
someone.
to, the moment she hits 6, or like maybe get 6 on a camp on the way there, you know what I mean? Like, you just want to time it as soon as you can get that ultimate in, go up and save the lane. But pre-6 on Wind Ranger, the onus is on the other lane support and your lane to fix the situation. Or honestly, you could call lane swap with the other core and just be like, hey, TP to each other's towers. Yes, the enemy might copy you or TP, but then the lanes aren't moving, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like the mid did have a window to help, but
Didn't work out.
didn't work. Like, didn't monopolize on that, and the support's window to help didn't succeed. So that does, you're right, that does put a lot more pressure on the mid to try to recover it as soon as they're 6. But I think a lot of that is, you know something's wrong, but you don't know what's wrong, and you don't know how to communicate to your team how to fix it. Like, for us watching it and thinking about it, like, we come up to the solution here after the game real easily, and we're not even involved in the game. But when you're in the game, you don't know to be like, hey, I need a gank the moment you're 6, or I need the other support to come in, or... You know what I mean? Like, until you know how to identify the issues and the correct words you need to say to communicate to your team what the fix is...
Yeah. They're calling for ready. You good?
We're taking bio. I'll be right back.
All right.
I have returned.
Hey, so I took a quick listen on your stream. I'm coming through echoey.
Oh no.
and I'm not smart enough to know why.
How bad is it?
It's a very short delay echo, so I'm not sure why I'd be coming through twice.
You're
Next
not
time we'll
broad-
practice before we go up.
Was it in game or is it outside of the lobby?
Just clicking on your stream from 20 minutes ago, listening to my voice.
So that was in the game though. I'm just trying to decide. You're not broadcasting in the game chat, are you?
No, I don't believe so.
I'm so sorry for everyone watching this. Is it unwatchable?
No.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, I don't know how to fix it then without drastic troubleshooting. Maybe I'll troubleshoot it.
Yeah,
So-
we'll take another look at it for next time we try this.
You cover the draft, and I'll try to figure it out.
All right. Second pick for Vainglory, and Radiant picked by BadNoobs. Oh, respect ban from Skywrath. Still staying away from CK. That must be a BadNoobs favorite. I sure don't like it when CK takes over a game. Oh, double respect. They don't want to hit that off lane. They don't want to see an off lane like that again. And that really was... there were many things that happened to put BadNoobs on a back foot in that game, but the off-lane duo of Underlord Skywrath certainly played a big part in it.
Right. I think it's a lot easier to make good decisions when you're ahead, and so since Radiant was winning all 3 lanes, like for the first couple of seconds, that off lane combo put so much pressure that Dire just didn't have any good like decision making, and once they move the disruptor to that lane, the Mars gets punished for it. There was no one on their side that was winning enough to have tried to recover that space for them at all.
Yeah, bringing disruptor over didn't have sufficient pressure at all. I think I checked the record for BadNoobs. They came into this 3-1. Oh, I thought they should have had another league game besides that. I wonder if they missed a week. But Vainglory is coming into this with 4 wins and a loss. Is that right? No, 6 wins and a loss. That doesn't make sense. I know they had their first loss last week.
Yeah, I think it's only been 3 weeks of best of 2, right? And they've only lost 1 game.
Yeah. It's Grimstroke. Grimstroke and Invoker. Those were the first 2 bans last game, weren't they? So I think... Who plays the Invoker? Is that for mid? No, they wouldn't pick their mid so early. I think the only person I see with Invoker in their hero pool is Rough Panda. So that's interesting. They might be mixing up their... or did Rough... Oh no, Rough Panda played mid last game. Tidehunter picked up from BadNoobs for a big kind of sit there, cast your ult offlaner. I know a lot of the Blink stunners were banned out from Vainglory last time. Banned the Axe, they banned the Slardar. And they still went with Mars, who's the Blink initiator. And he did have some effectiveness last game, but he just didn't have the damage to follow up. A little bit of miscoordination between the other team heavy ults. And with the Witch Doctor Tidehunter, those are two team heavy ults like they had last game. So hopefully they can capitalize on that a little bit better, coordinate a little bit better than they were able to last game.
Hey guys, welcome to another
If that
Vision
invoker's
Gadgets
not
OBS Studio
for
tutorial in OBS, moving and showing that it is picking up audio. If you go through the audio
for
mixer
Rough
and you're
Panda
still having
mid, then I'm
issues,
not
the
sure
next
where
thing you
it's
can
going.
do is
That's
simply
really
go up
interesting to
into
see.
File
I
and then go to
haven't
Settings,
seen
and then in Settings go
Invoker
to Audio,
flexed
and under Devices here, go ahead and disable all of
for
the
support
devices and see if that
in very many
stops
games
the
lately.
echo
So
from
that's
happening. If you're
that's
still having an
most
echo
likely
after
they're
that, it
mid.
might be an issue with your computer. Once you've established it's not an issue with your computer, go ahead and enable these one by one. And then once you hear the echo again, you found the device here that is causing the echo, and you can disable it, and then you will have fixed your echo in OBS Studio. All right, so that's how you fix any echo in your audio. Any questions about this, leave a comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Vainglory still needs to pick up an off laner and a safe laner, and then one more support, I suppose, if Invoker's here. So let's see if they're going to pick up a support. That's what BadNoobs went to ban, was that Lion.
So I just made it a lot worse. I instead of looking up how to fix echoes videos on my phone, I did it on the computer, and I'm pretty sure that went onto the stream.
Uh-huh. So this is also an instructional video on how to search up and find echo issues.
No, it was horrible. I apologize, folks. I'm not. I haven't put enough time into my technical setup here, apparently. Because when we were testing just the two of us, I didn't have any echo issues.
You didn't hear it then?
No.
Interesting.
Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt the draft. Carry on. I'll be right back. I got one more thing to test, and then I'll be here.
Sure. They did pick up their support with Rubik. That is most likely their 5 for Roxy. The offlane duo on this side for Tidehunter Dazzle. That's not sure how they would play together too much. Dazzle really outputs a lot of damage, though. Supports. He's great with minus armor. He's great at if he gets the new.
Isn't the Ags is a refresher?
Yeah, does that would that reset Tidehunter ult? No, that resets items.
No, it's a refresher orb. It refreshes spells too, but you're not going to farm up an Ags on a Dazzle. At least in my experience.
A 4 Dazzle. Yeah.
I think if you're winning enough to get an Ags on a Dazzle, then the Ags didn't help you win.
You didn't win because of the Ags. You won because you're that far ahead.
Yes, exactly. So, Vainglory is super squishy at the moment, and I don't like it.
They had their beefy lineup last time, and you're right, that's not what they have at all right now.
I mean, because their next two heroes need to be beef. So the Wraith King's already banned out, so what's a pause 1 beef and a pause 2 beef? Like, I want to see a Viper and a... But Viper's banned out already. By
Not Viper, not CK.
Yeah. You need a beefy mid and a beefy off lane. I mean, pause 1. No, they got the...
So where do you think
Invoker's mid.
Where do you think that Invoker's going? I think he's mid.
You're right,
I don't see it. Any other heroes playing him besides Panda.
I was thinking it was a support Invoker, but then that's 3 supports, which doesn't really, you know... Once I get side-railed by technical issues, I have a little trouble getting back on the good train here. Not beefy, but survival. I don't hate it.
How's that pick against Tiny? Lifestealer's supposed to tear through those strength heroes, right?
Yeah, he does really good on the 1v1 with Tiny, but like to deal with the Lifestealer, I mean Dazzle can keep the Tiny alive through it, and then you're just waiting for him to spell immunity to end to stun him up, but you only have like one stun from Witch Doctor. I feel the Dazzle needs to get a shard and needs to time really well when he does his Hex. But the problem is if the Lifestealer is going for the backline, like I think it's on the Dazzle to keep whoever the Lifestealer goes on alive long enough for the spell immunity to end on Lifestealer, but the problem is you have to pressure the spell immunity by threatening a stun on him, and then you have to follow up the spell immunity with an instant Hex or stun on him.
Now, because the Avalanche stun, it's not a constant stun, it's a hit kind of thing. So Lifestealer could pop his spell immunity when Avalanche is on top of him, right?
And it should be perfectly fine. Since it's an instant cast, the moment he has any frames free to cast, it'll happen. So it's just like BKB.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do it between coconut hits, you can do it between avalanche hits. Unless someone's standing right on top of you with a coconut. I feel like Phantom Lancer into Grim isn't the best. I know Grim's not, like, a support Grim you're not really worried about.
Invoker seems like he's got some tools to deal with the illusions.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
But honestly, I don't think Phantom Lancer fights any sooner than a monkey. So it's I know I'm letting the first game kind of taint my vision here, but you got to get out of the laning phase for a PL to be of any good. And these melee, like the issue you ran into last time was a melee pause 1.
Right. Well, do you suppose that they're going to put the PL mid, or they're going to put Tiny mid?
I thought it would be a Tiny mid, because I don't see PLs go mid. Am I crazy? I guess I just haven't seen a mid PL. Who's their mid players?
We
Male
do in my
mid?
Herald pubs.
Pretty sure male's the mid, right? So
That's right. So that Tiny will be going mid, most likely.
I don't remember if Miley was the 4 or the 5 though.
I believe he was the 4. Oh, I have Miley listed as their pause 1. So that's they've done some shuffling around.
That's fair. The brew is also not beefy. Like, I feel that Pot of Vainglory, their heroes, if they get on top of them, they're just gonna die. Like Tiny, this is a good Tiny game in my opinion. Like I say that with very
he's
little.
bursty enough.
Yeah.
He can get the damage and get on top of people, and burst any one of these heroes down.
Yeah, no one, any of these Vainglory heroes caught off guard will die to a combo. I mean, Brewmaster, you just gotta, like, Tiny can't solo a Brewmaster before he ults, but Tiny +1 should be able to kill Brewmaster before he ults. Because you can't ult through the Avalanche, because that cast animation's too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if that's confidence from last game. Okay, I'm wiggling the camera.
Nope.
Okay, doesn't work that way, guys.
You know what? I can see your camera though on my mini map.
I see yours, Wells. Was that there last time? I don't know if that was there last game.
I don't think so.
Sorry, guys, we're new to this. Don't mind us.
Huh.
It's a learning experience for everyone. Little stingy on the regen for both teams, it looks like. A lot safer wards. I don't see a aggressive smoke like last time.
Unless that. Oh, so that was BadNoobs that smoked. They're not posturing to do that right now.
Yeah, I need to remember the teams have swapped sides.
30 seconds to
I don't
battle.
I don't really like where BadNoobs are standing though, because you don't have anyone on this high ground. So if Vainglory had decided to smoke up like BadNoobs did last time,
Yeah, they would have caught the Tiny as soon as he came up high ground.
yeah. Looks like Vainglory's looking to try to snag 3 here. Let's see if this brew is punished for coming down here.
The battle begins.
Yep.
No,
definitely
Radiance.
punished.
Best blood
I mean,
and a great
it's a Tide Hunter, it's a Dazzle, it's a Witch Doctor. Those are all heroes you don't want to tangle with level 1. So,
Right.
I think that was a little overconfidence from last game seeping over, or just a bad evaluation of what heroes can do.
The Dazzle does go safe lane with the PL. We'll see if he's able to do the protection. I know those. Oh, so Rubik's on.
We
on
also
4.
have Vitruvius is 5. The off lane, they split the off lane duo up.
Okay. I mean, both Rubik and Grimstroke are very strong +4s.
I don't feel like Rubik's a strong pos 4. I feel like Rubik is one of the weaker heroes until 6. That's, I don't know. I would much rather be a Dazzle or a Grimstroke than a Rubik if I'm trying to win the lane. Because yes, I have a strong nuke on Fade Bolt, but it's really long cooldown. It costs a lot of mana, and it's not as good as, like, say, the Dazzle Q. Because if this Dazzle gets this Q on this Rubik right now, like, she could have just chased Rubik to the tower and called it a day. By she, I mean they, because I think Rubik is one of the ones we Dazzle's one of the ones we identified as the they in the. I don't know if you were there that day we did that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. See, as soon as the poison touch is applied, whoever it's on
Yeah.
just has to run
They
away.
can chase him all the way to the tower. Oh, but they are slowed by the.
The brew got ignited, yeah.
Oh, now how's the stance thing work?
So it's basically power treads,
But an ability.
but with an ability, and it's not, it's all the old things that Drunken Brawler used to do, but split up. So, strength is crit, Agi is armor and magic resistance, and int is move speed and evasion. So they're all defensive, but
And then is there does it mix with Cinder Brew? Is there any kind of interaction there?
Cinder Brew just triples the effect of whatever it is, whatever stance you have going. See, because this Dazzle
A
is
lot of
putting
damage on there.
so much more pressure than the Rubik. Because anytime that poison touches up, you can't stay to fight, because every auto attack from Dazzle just says, "Hey, look, refresh."
Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah, so I'd say of all the heroes in this match, Dazzle's the strongest laner, and you got to be careful going against it.
PL's definitely having a better first couple of minutes than Monkey had.
Yes, I mean when all our cores are above 5 at minute 3, let's. Sorry guys, but last game was really, really bad.
Tiny also topping the CS list, so he's doing all right with his big old tree grab hits.
Yeah.
Invoker's got the Tornado EMP lined up.
Here it comes. I didn't see the EMP though. Why was there no EMP follow-up?
Trying to bait out those bottle charges. Is he thinking that far ahead?
I think he just missed. I feel like that's more likely. Oh, cold snap EMP.
Right under tower. It's a lot of damage, not enough to take him down though.
Meanwhile, Witch Doctor's
Oh,
getting.
can he?
Okay, so I do not like the maledict then run away. That if you're gonna maledict someone, it needs to be when you're the aggressor.
Otherwise, it's just kind of spending your mana. He is at level 3, so 2 points in Maledict is a pretty good power spike.
Right, but look at Lifestealer's health pool. He didn't.
bottom tower
What did maledict do? It did nothing.
No, he just life stole his health back. If you really need to aim that on the support, or a squishier,
Yeah,
a squishier carry.
I'd go squish your target, or just the fact that like you need follow-up damage, because Maledict does more damage the more damage they take, right? Pretty sure that's how it works.
Oh, sure.
On how much they have lost since the curse began. So the goal is it's a damage amplifier. It's not a damage doer. So
How did I not know that?
I know you play an awful lot of Witch Doctor. I expected you to be right on top of the answer for that question. And there was this hesitation, and then you learn something new every day, guys. You learn
I
something
need to
new every day.
reevaluate my life here. This is
why I didn't. That's why I said something about the whole Maledict and walk away. It's just the worst case scenario for the Maledict.
That was a great move on Grimstroke. He cast his
Inkswell
on a creep that
Yeah.
was chasing down Witch Doctor. Almost got him too.
See, like right here, I think Witch Doctor kind of panicked a little bit. Like, Inkswell was already committed, and you survived it, and your tide was there, and you turned and you coconut and Maledict. Like, I think that's a time.
They could have got the Grim there.
Yeah, I think they could have gotten the Grim. All you have to do is just right-click him like 3 more times. Like, you're not going to die because Grimstroke has already used his spells.
Phantom Lancer might go down here. Oh, he used his
Rubik.
wand to save himself. Rubik.
Little greedy Rubik.
Wait a minute. That wasn't First Blood?
What do we miss,
What was
guys?
First Blood?
Oh no, the first blood was the brew in the middle. The
Oh, that's right.
The river fight. That doesn't count as first blood. First blood was bot lane. Don't mind us, guys. It's a little mini game that casters play. By casters, I mean I've only casted like 5 games, but.
You gotta find the First Blood.
Oop! Here's the rotation
Oh,
from the dead
time
Grimstroke,
is low.
or the not dead Grimstroke, but the retreated Grimstroke. There's no Inkswell there. I don't know if that's just because he just never felt he had the opportunity for it. I feel this is a fairly bad Grim game just because there's only one good Inkswell target, which is Lifestealer.
And that goes from what you're saying in the draft. They just don't have a tanky lineup.
Yeah. Witch Doctor dead, punished for his crimes. Tide Hunter, instead of chasing the Witch Doctor in that, I mean the Grimstroke in that case, could have saved his Witch Doctor by either slowing the Lifestealer or killing the Spirit, because that Spirit ticked off on the Witch Doctor as he was passing the Lifestealer, and the Lifestealer was like, "Ooh, free kill," and just slapped him once and dead skis. Yeah, that's. I find the trap that people fall into a lot picking Grimstroke first is they don't commit to 2 good targets for him in the draft. Like, I feel you have to have 2. Here's a haste rune mid. Let's see if that's good to use effect.
Invoker's done a great job pushing this Tiny back.
Right, but Tiny is still higher last hits and more denies. There's a rotation. There was a call for support mid, but we sent both of the supports.
And oh,
Here comes the Dazzle. Does he save him? Grimstroke committing a little too much, getting tower hits.
great rotation from Dazzle.
Yeah, beautiful rotation. I think.
Oh,
I think
that Tiny shouldn't have showed. The Rubik's still there. Oh, PL's here to clean up. That's
I think so far, if you're Radiant, you're happy for this exchange. You did lose. You don't have anyone bot lane getting experience, but you got the mid.
PL got a kill. Is that worth coming out of lane and stopping last hitting for a little while?
Yes, only because it prevented deaths on your team. Like, Tiny didn't die.
That's
Tiny
true. When he came out of the trees, he was about to die there.
Right, Tiny should have just left well enough alone, and Tiny and Dazzle gotten out, and PL stayed in lane. And I think that would have been Radiant favored. As it is, I think it's fairly even, just because PL lost now 2 lanes worth of creeps.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's towers are fortified.
Also, I think I forgot to toggle my mic the correct way on
So you've been muted this whole game so far?
No. I coughed into the microphone a couple times. You didn't hear it, but our listeners did. I'm just. I went to go cough again just now, and I did it the correct way, and I realized I had not done it the correct way all night. A smoke while standing next to their tower. This was interesting. Tiny about to kill a Grim? Nope, Lifestealer saved him.
Four players from Radiant chasing down Rubik here to come help out too. Invoker almost gets. Oh, Tiny Airlines there.
Throwing Tide in, but Tide doesn't have ult and doesn't have mana for an ult, even if he did.
Dire turns around and might get a cleanup kill.
So
I think both teams are going to go away.
sometimes I like to look at who's winning a fight by mana bars, not health bars. Is that,
See who still has spells to cast.
yeah, is that wrong of me?
No, that's a good way to think about it. Tiny gets an avalanche catch on Rubik.
There's the level 6. Yay! We committed 4 bodies in a Ravage for Rubik. Meanwhile, other 2 lanes. Sorry, guys.
I think PL was happy about that fight.
Yeah. But the problem is now we've got... no, Tiny's rotated now. It's fine. There's just a lot of space committed top. And...
It paused the farming game for I feel like everybody except for PL.
yeah.
Who
PL
just picked up his defusal at 11.5 minutes.
Yeah, way better than the Monkey King game we had.
Of course, we got the 3 pandas running around PL, who might get the kill.
By kill, you mean PL's gonna get the kills.
That defusal.
I feel like some teams did not readjust their mentality from last game.
Yeah.
Brewmaster's like, I can kill everyone just fine.
Yeah, last game I just walked in and did whatever I wanted.
Yeah, last
You know,
game, this carry, piece of cake. I killed him like 9 times. Never threatened me. Yeah.
I don't know, with that first item, he might already have more items than that Monkey King.
I'm pretty sure he's actually already richer more than last game. Like, looking at net worth, he has 5K. I'm pretty sure Monkey never made it to 5K last game. Like, I don't think there's enough respect given by Vainglory to this carry player. That
PLC's
last game he was so bad, like not so bad, like he was so far behind, not because he was a bad player, but because he had a bad start. You know what I mean? So they haven't given him the respect due his final form.
Right.
I can't speak and watch.
Grimstroke and Invoker just went down to give him some respect, though.
Yeah, they did. But that was after he got 2 kills. So.
Good Witch Doctor ult. Tiny gets a kill and falls immediately.
I feel like that fight was still like that was pretty even, but probably Dire favored because it was just all their supports in the mid down here.
Uh-oh, Rubik gets Death Ward.
Dire's middle tower
That's a
is
big
under
deal.
attack.
What does auto casting on Rubik mean? Because I don't know why. When I'm playing, I never see the auto cast, but when I watch a game, I always see the auto cast.
I've never seen that before. Like it's got the little pixely things floating around it.
Yeah. Maybe it's just this skin. I don't know. So we got a lot of bodies bot. Brewmaster's still coming bot. If I were Brewmaster, I would just go mid. Like, we don't need to commit 4 bodies. I think that's the issue these teams are running into, is they always feel they have to team fight so early. That was a fantastic Maledict. That Rubik's just going to kick out.
Yeah, that Maledict coconut.
What do you want to see?
Tiny throws the Invoker in. Ravage committed. And that Invoker will also die.
I think the Brew's going to kill the... No, he's not diving for the Dazzle. Meanwhile, PL and Lifestealer, they're doing their jobs. They're off in their own lanes.
At the top of the CS, they should switch back to net worth.
Yeah, I'm at net
At
worth.
the top of the net worth too.
Yeah. I think that's the problem these teams kind of get into at this bracket is they think it's all 4 fight while 1 farms, when really most of the time it should be 3 fight while 2 farm, and just pass in the mid, like the pause 2 and pause 3 should rotate who's farming and who's fighting. Like once you get an item, tag I'm fighting, you're farming, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like you take 1 fight together, and then the person that didn't get the item goes farms a new item, while the one that has got the power spike stays with the 2 supports and
Take advantage of that new item.
yeah. So instead of doing like, so the 4v4s are good if you do them every other fight. Like, so the problem I'm seeing is there's a 4v4, people die on both teams, and then we reset back to a 4v4 instead of a 3v3, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm putting this to good words, but
That's some next level stuff.
well, because this brewmaster, he needs an item. He doesn't have power treads.
He's
farming
just
an
soaked up
axe.
this lane the whole time.
Yeah, he's just
PL's on Invoker, Tornado, and what's his invisibility spell? Ghost Walk saves him.
Ghost Walk. There's also an invis rune that neither team sees, because there's been so much action bottom lane. Like sometimes it's even just send one of the supports to the other lane. You just want all 3 lanes to be farmed at all times until like, you know, minute 20, 30 where you're pushing. Roxy goes down.
Did he mean to throw that PL? That seemed like kind of a mistake, but oh, he got out. He was saved.
Yeah, but there's a brewmaster that could go chase him down if he really wanted to. Ooh, did that duplicate the stun? I think the rock
Not
stun
sure.
got duplicated through the
Because that's a targeted spell.
yeah, through the link, but then at the same time one of them got tornadoed up. I mean, to be fair, they did dive Dire Jungle, so they got punished for it. Mid for mid, but you lost your support. Who died? Then one of the supports died. Rubik died, so that was an even trade again. I like it. All these fights have been even. The advantage is only less than 1k.
Lifestealer's very comfortable farming his lane, farming his jungle cramps, jungle camps, not jungle cramps.
Jungle cramps.
And,
You know, jungle cramps is what you get when you go through the jungle too fast. You don't stretch out. Don't stay hydrated.
was that one of the new passive abilities in the patch that the
Yeah.
The
You
creeps
gotta,
got-
if you don't drink a clarity every 2 minutes, you get jungle cramps. It's to prevent like people complaining about, man, my carry's always in the jungle. He's never in the fights.
Oh, good jump on this Tide
Yeah.
Hunter.
The Inkswell stopping the TP. Dazzle always where he needs to be though.
Timing, yes.
Almost died to the spirit ending. You gotta kill the spirit. Oh, I missed where Invoker died. Was that before the Tide fight?
Oh, he died again. He might have died mid here by Tiny. That's my guess.
Who was he playing last game?
That was the mid. That was Puck.
Puck. Yeah, I feel Puck is a much safer, aggressive diver than Invoker. And
Puck had a great game last match, but he was over diving a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like your average mid player is kind of that mentality in general, but this player in particular, I see a lot of dive. Brewmaster always trying to thinks he can take on this PL. Like, my job is to fight their carry, right? No, your job is to fight their carry pre-6. Once it's 6, you better be with your teammates if you want to do anything.
Oh, was that a Ravage down on a spell immune Lifestealer?
Oof. I missed that. That's I guess that explains why there's the tip, huh?
Yeah. I don't think that was an ironic tip. I think they tipped Lifestealer and said good job. Avalanche on Invoker, and he's going to die again. Oh, unless he ghost walks out. No, he's dusted. He's maledicted. He's dead.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with being an aggressive player is if you can't reset your mindset back to, I'm not winning. Because right now, Dire is losing. I don't know if Dire realizes this, but they are behind. I mean,
They should see they're even on objectives, but they're a couple of kills down. The gold lead's not significant, but being a couple of kills down, they can, having taken a couple of bad fights, they should see.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going Lifestealer.
And I don't know how. I haven't played Lifestealer enough to know when his timing is and what he can come back to the game. Like, he's going Maelstrom into probably a Molnir to deal with PL. But
He's got a Sanj built up. Or
yeah, he's doing Sanj and Yasha. But I mean, like, he's gonna get a Mjolnir for the. I was saying, there goes another dead Rubik. Like, so this lineup, the Ogre, you're not on Ogre, you're on Rubik. You're not on Puck. You're on Invoker. What was the? You're not on Underlord. You're on a Brewmaster. Like, that one's even worse because Brewmaster, you feel more safe and survival because you got your ultimate, but you're so squishy when you're not in your form.
I mean, Lifestealer's still farming. I think they're picking him. They want him in this fight because they're pushing this tier 2. They're feeling Radiant's feeling very strong.
Well, I think Dire is, yeah, the non-life stealers on the Dire team are saying, we're losing, save us, we need you in the fight. And my problem with that mentality is, yes, if he was in the fight, they might go better for you, but if you need him in the fight and he's not ready to fight, then it's your mistake for fighting. I know I said the word fight too many times there, but like, it's not on the carry to come to your fights. It's on you to fight when the carry is ready to fight, if that makes any sense. Like, obviously there's extremes to this, but I mean, he wanted to get a Sanj and Yasha. If we just waited for the... Like, he has it done now, but he just needs to farm up his items.
Vainglory. They got 2 kills in that fight and then smoked back in to get PL, who stayed to farm camps. That was good.
Yeah. The Ravage was there, but just not enough people alive and not enough...
He will... Oh! I thought he was going to TP out, but that deafening blast.
It looked close. Yeah. Alright, now I think you guys are even. You're not ahead, Dire. You're even. Like...
Less than 1k. That means even.
No, well, I'm not just talking net worth. I'm talking, like, fights. Because Dire lost, like, 3 fights in a row, right? Yeah. And then they took a very... Like, they had a skirmish that went even, and then they took a fight where they dominated, right? They killed 4 enemies and lost 2 of their own. 1 of their own? Anyway, like, once you have a really good fight, that doesn't mean that you're ahead. That just means you caught them off guard, unawares. Like, you kind of tip the scales back to even. You got to do 2 fights in a row to say, I'm winning again. And I think Grimstroke...
A Brewmaster sitting invis underneath a sentry. He got blinked and avalanched on.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. I think Dire, they got too overconfident. They're like, hey, we want to fight. That means we're good. No. Want to fight means you're in the game.
Oh, he does have his Ags. He almost had another Charger Primal Split to save him there.
That's fair. The Life Stealer saves the Invoker, though, in the PL chase down.
Let's see. He does have a Sanj and Yasha. Manta on PL. Yeah. They're taking... Oh, this is a good opportunity to take Roche.
Still don't see a Blank Dagger on Tide. That concerns me.
Yeah, from Hood to straight to Refresher. Who's the Hood for? The Invoker damage, I guess?
Invoker and Grimstroke both do a lot of magic damage. Rubik does magic damage. The problem people have is when they die, they think they need more survival items. No, there's a Blink Dagger. He just had it on the courier. That was...
Oh, okay. We're going to see a tornado in here.
4 seconds on Ravage, 2 seconds on Ravage. He's just standing there spamming his button. Like, I'm sitting here watching him do nothing else other than just press and hold R.
Stealer picked up the Aegis. He got the snatch.
The Stolen Witch Doctor ult taking 3 lives.
Oh, what a turnaround. Oh, that feels so bad for Radiant.
I think the issue there is, I don't know if it was communicated well, but Tide Ravage was not up until like the moment he cast it was the moment it came up. So there's like that 3-second window where Dire had to just decimate their team without the protection of that Ravage.
And it seems like PL could have picked up the Aegis too, because it was sitting there on the ground for a while. I don't know, was he stunned or
Maybe items.
was
maybe
the tornado pick him up or something?
maybe he tried to. He just didn't have items out of the inventory.
That's that seems like a pretty good mistake. Radiant will respawn in time to chase him away from the tier 2.
Yeah. And I mean, as it sits, yes, you should be feeling strong as Dire, but again, you just lost a fight and now you just won a fight. It's still a fairly balanced game. You know what I mean? Like, you're not.
This doesn't put him ahead. This keeps it even.
Yeah. Like, I would say you have the advantage of an Aegis, but you're not ahead in the game.
Oh, this was almost a good smoke. I thought they were going to go on this Panda.
Although the Panda's coming up now. If
If they'd have kept going on that bottom lane, I think that'd have been a really worthwhile smoke. Instead, they're just kind of giving up on it, farming camps instead.
Well, they kind of split. Some of them went to go on the Witch Doctor, and some said forget it. I do think that's a thing, though, is if you're going to go smoke up onto this high ground, I think you just have to sit on all the ramps for like, 5-10 seconds, just to give it the opportunity to work.
Is Dire getting ready to smoke here? They're kind of clumped on the high ground.
I mean, Vitruvius is shadow amuleted. It looks like a smoke.
I don't see any smokes in Dire's possession.
I mean, there's a couple couriers coming out, right? Just wards on them. Yeah. It did look like they were planning to, or maybe they just saw that the enemy was nearby and they were just clumping up for a Ravage. Here's another smoke play. We got Ravage, we got Blink. We're smoked up. PL's kind of showing. Tiny, I think, saw Grimstroke. I don't see a scan. Did Radiant scan? I would be scanning this jungle if I were them.
I don't think so. I don't see any vision in the jungle. Tiny's just walking in. Kind of another miscoordinated smoke.
Yeah. When you make a smoke play, you have to have a specific hero in mind, and you have to know where they're at, or have a good idea of where they should be. So if I were to smoke up as Radiant right now, I'd say, hey, we need to gank the Invoker. That's probably the one I'd go with. Like, because
the Invoker in the river under this observer.
Yeah. Like, who is it? Where are they? You got to play a game of Clue. It was the Invoker in their jungle under our ward. You know what I mean? It was the Life Stealer. Here it is.
Life Stealer's inside the Panda. Tornado followed by the Ravage. Dazzle's keeping the Tiny alive. And healing him up and forcing him away. Oh. PL might be stuck in there.
But I don't think he's going to live. It's doing good, PL. Doing good.
Witch Doctor. Oh,
Rubik almost.
Come on, Rubik, you can do it.
You got the lucky bounce. Yep, got the bounce. Rubik got him.
Whew. That wasn't even with the stolen spell.
No, that was just with the the Fade Bolt has how many bounces? It has a lot of bounces. Does it just bounce indefinitely? No way. Yeah, it just does less and less damage as it goes, so.
Huh.
Eventually it was going to hit the real one. It was just whether it was going to be strong enough to actually kill him.
Oh, they did lose the tower too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still fairly even. I would say I mean, Radiant obviously has real estate advantage, but
Yeah, that fight was about a 3k gold swing there, I think.
I'm gonna say BadNoobs really they took the game one lessons to heart and drafted a much better game two. And I don't know if Vainglory is struggling because of their current hero choices, their team comp, or just overconfidence from last game.
They're playing like a team that has a 10k gold lead
Yes.
when it's even or a little bit behind.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about a Witch Doctor Ags. I guess that goes through.
Is under attack.
Isn't it always BKB piercing? What's the Ags do?
The axe just makes a bounce, so it hits
And they can't evade it. is what it
more
is.
people. I don't think it goes through spell immune.
Well, I know it always goes through spell immune because it's a right click. It's an attack. So BKB never stops Death Ward. But the Ags, what it does is make it so they can't dodge it either. So
I mean,
evasion.
I don't really play witch doctors, so I wouldn't know these things.
I hope to see better Maledicts from you in the future. That is all I have to say. I could have sworn we had this discussion one of the times I was giving you unsolicited advice.
Things going down.
So many spells, so much fun to watch. I get too excited just watching. the
Rubik
fight.
Death Ward.
I mean, I get the Rubik counterpick for the Tide Witch Doctor, but at the same time, they just have left themselves open to such a fragile lineup. Like, if Rubik doesn't get the perfect spell steal and ult, these fights are just going so south for Dire.
Yeah, it was a good pickup to get Death Ward there, and he got 2 kills off it, but they lost Lifestealer, and PL is just getting farther ahead.
Yeah. They have 2 save heroes. Well, they have a healer and a save hero on the side of Radiant, and they have no saves on the side of Dire. Not only do you have no saves, but you have no one that can survive on their own
Yeah.
longer than a couple of seconds.
Heart picked up on PL.
That qualifies as a new item.
Bottom tower has fallen. Do not blame Axe.
They're getting their money's worth out of the Dazzle. You're right. He's made a couple of clutch saves.
Yeah, and I don't think we're getting their money's worth out of this first pick Grim with the lack of a front line. Because there's been pandas, like split pandas that have been Inkswelled. Or pandas that have been Inkswelled and then they split and then there's no more Inkswell. Like,
It turns out if you hit it enough, it will fall.
not to pull away from you, all you other players in this game, but sometimes it's very apparent when the game becomes like a 4v5 because one of your heroes is null and void because it just doesn't work with your lineup.
They might be counting on the Boots of Travel Invoker to just keep pushing lanes and keep things out of their base.
Decent fight, but you got the PL on the back line.
And he found the Invoker, you're right.
So it looks like both carries are just eating in the back lines. Mix on PL action. How does that go? Ate the wrong
Did
panda.
he? Oh, one panda ran away.
The one with the lifesteal.
The lifestealer.
The spell immune one. That's if you're going to infest one, that is the one to infest. See, but the thing is, the supports on Dire are just dying every fight because there's no team to fight around, and the people that always get out are just the pandas and the whoever the infested, like whoever lifestealer infests is the only one that lives, and or the panda if he panded away.
Yeah, it's not. You can't be the front line when all you can do is panda away.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Panda is not. He does not hold a team fight together. He is a diving disruptive force. He is not a stability force. Force for stability, whatever. Because this Tide, he's a stability. He says, hey, if you fight near me, you will be safe. I will protect you. Panda does not say. Tiny's
Life stealer did it for 70 more seconds.
I mean, they could theoretically just end this right now. I don't know if they're... I mean, they're going for megas. There's nothing to stop them. Like, the impact of a fully farmed PL is a lot better than that of a lifestealer. Not to mention, Tiny is really high up there, and there's no second core for Dire right now. The Panda and the Invoker are just so far behind on items. We got an Ags on the Panda, but okay. If the Panda can't stay in the fight, what does the Ags do for us?
Roche is back up, so they may back out after taking the second racks. Head back in that direction.
If I were them, I would put the Aegis on Dazzle. No joke. Like 100%. Tiny or Dazzle. I'm still leaning towards the Dazzle. I know it's going to go on the PL, but it should go on one of the supports of the Tiny. Because Witch Doctor, once he uses his ultimate and his Maledict, like, he's still there, but he's not that impactful. Dazzle, on the other hand, always has spells.
He can get Shallow Grave off. He can get 2 or 3 of those off in a fight if he times everything right.
Yeah. So, like, you want to keep Dazzle and PL. Those are the two that are your big long sustain in the fight. Yes, Tiny is kind of there, but the BKB and some of his spells won't be there if he takes a long fight. But the Dazzle and the PL, they're there to stay. Like, if they are happy and comfortable, that fight will keep going. Tide just feels like a walking ravage sometimes, and especially if you're going defensive items and refresher orb.
Yeah.
Broke off the refresher orb purchase to get the... Oh no, the shard came from Roche. Never mind.
We do have Basher on Lifestealer. He's got Blink. So that's really to try and jump in and get that back line.
Right, but Dazzle has the Aeon Disc. I'd still rather have him just have the Aegis too, but Aeon Disc is a good item there.
But I don't see any other really significant items that can help them get out of this, help Dire get out of this.
Well, it's because no one else has items. If you look at net worth, it's only... Ooh.
Yeah.
Rip Invoker. So Lifestealer blinked in, ulted in, but... I say ult. Raged in. Yeah. There's just...
Yeah. Lifestealer goes down.
Buybacks, but I mean, what are you guys going to do? You only have one hero on your team, and it's Lifestealer. And I think that's a trap that, I don't want to say lower brackets, but our bracket or the more experience you have, the more you might catch on to this, that once it gets to late game, if you don't have items, you're not a hero. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into that, but like, I don't feel the presence of Brew and Invoker, and it's mainly because they just have no net worth.
Right.
Grimstroke and Rubik still have some impact, but they require people around them to have that impact. Like, they can't do it by themselves. Because that's just support life. Like, their spells still scale into the late game, but if they don't have anyone protecting them or kind of holding the line...
Their spell casting.
Yeah.
You can do CC, but if, you know, there's no one to hit the CC'd people.
Yeah, exactly. Well, those second game was a lot closer to begin with, but then it kind of got out of hand. I feel that's a good. I actually, with how crushing and dominating that first game was, I'm actually really glad that BadNoobs got the second win. You know what I mean?
They looked like an entirely different team.
Yeah. That first game it didn't look like a game just because, like we said, at like minute 7, the Monkey King had 2 CS. or something like that. Like, that's just how crushed that lane was. But then BadNoobs kind of learned from that. You're right, there was the respect bans. Okay, 2 heroes we don't want to see this game. Underlord, Skywrath Mage. Check.
Let's try and give our carry a lane this time.
Yeah.
Interesting. If you look at the graph, what was the fight that happened at 30 minutes? Because it tipped in the direction of Vaingloary there for.
I feel like that was. Let me see if I can remember.
That was the Roche fight, right? Where.
I feel like the Roche fight was that other dip, was the drastic down dip, because right after that fight, the Radiant came back and killed them. Maybe I'm wrong. It might have been the Roche fight.
Where Lifestealer snatched the Aegis.
Yeah. Be interesting to look back and see.
Yeah, because they kept it even. It looked like they were losing fights, and then they came back and tied it back up. And it really wasn't until, man, what was it that really tipped the scales? Just all of a sudden, Phantom Lancer was way ahead and no one could catch him.
Manta, and just the fact that there were no other cores. Like, there's just no one to threaten him. No one threatened him after his one death. Remember that whole give him no respect, and then Grimstroke and Grimstroke and, was it Invoker? Grimstroke and Rubik came down and killed him?
Yeah, Invoker.
Yeah.
He was able to just kind of keep marching the whole.
That was his last real
game.
death. Every other death after that was like really deep into their base or really deep team fight. But like after that, he was able to farm every item he wanted to and take all the fights he wanted to. There's no pressure on Phantom Lancer after that one kill. And whereas Nyx, like Phantom Lancer with no pressure is going to scale a lot better than I keep calling him Nyx, Lifestealer, without like I think the ceiling on a Phantom Lancer is a lot higher than the ceiling on a Lifestealer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And there's just no one to threaten him, and none of the cores on Pot of Vainglory were scaling fast enough to keep up with him. Lifestealer was itemizing correctly for it, and he was the only one to actually put any pressure on him in a team fight after a while. But when there's only just one man versus their whole army, because what needed to happen was the Invoker and the Brewmaster, if they had enough items and net worth to delete the Dazzle in a fight, then the Phantom Lancer would have died so many more times.
That's right. There was 2 fights up in the Dire jungle, it seems like, where they almost had him and Dazzle brought him out alive.
Right, and in that situation, if the Brewmaster is strong enough and is no fear enough, he should be able to be on the back line killing and disrupting the Dazzle, because you can stun him, you can lift him, you can just outright kill him. Force the Dazzle to use the save early in the fight, and so that the Nyx can bring down the Phantom Lancer. And I don't know
Lifestealer.
Yeah, that's what Lifestealer can bring down the Phantom Lancer. What did I say? Did I say Nyx again?
Yep.
His name is Nyx something, right? Yeah. He's not Nyx Assassin, because that Nyx Assassin is there to kill Nyx. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Something like that. I'd have to dig into it. His Lifestealer's name used to be Nyx before they had to, because all these heroes used to be named different things. It used to be called Malfurion, but Blizzard stole the name back and said you can't use our name anymore. So now he's Nature's Prophet. Nyx used to be Nyx, now he's Lifestealer. So a lot of these people, if you look into it, you can find what their original name is or was.
So Nyx Assassin was meant to kill a guy named Nyx?
I don't know. Sounds right, doesn't it?
That'd
I might be
pretty
making that part up. Anyway, I didn't say GG to the teams. Normally I do. I got so distracted.
Oh, we're just having a good time here chatting.
Let me. I do want to see the replay. Oh, it's not available yet. I wanted to see if it was that Roche fight. I can look at inventories. How about I do that? So here's Lifestealer. What was the minute mark? 30 minutes was when the fight was? The
Right.
dip? Did he die to it immediately? Is that why I can't find it in his items?
Yes.
What if I go to graphs and items? Life Stealer. Aegis was 24:30, so no, that was not the 30-minute fight. So like I said, that sharp down take, that was the fight in the pit. But like I said, that fight didn't mean they were ahead. That just meant you were even. Because like you said, that graph, it just bounced right back, saying no, Radiant is still winning, guys. And if you look at that graph, Radiant is winning, and then that Roche fight happens, and it kind of dips for a second, but it comes right back. And the only time it goes down is when I think they took a team fight. Was that the top tier 2 tower, maybe? It couldn't be. There was just one of these fights where they kill a Phantom Lancer. Yeah, because Rubik killed a Phantom Lancer. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's when it dipped. Was you killed the Phantom Lancer and you showed the algorithm that, hey, we can actually kill this person. Because Phantom Lancer just did not die in the later game. I don't know. That was a lot of fun. I apologize.
Definitely good to see a little bit of spirit out of BadNoobs after that first game, like you said.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm glad the game went. I'm glad it went 1-1 after that first game. Because if it went 2-0 after that first game, I would have cried a little. Sorry, I keep circling back around to that. Good games, 1-1, and hopefully both teams learned something and had fun.
Fun to watch, fun to cast. Thanks for letting me hop on with you.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll figure out how to cast someday too.
Yeah, there's so many little things that I screwed up. I apologize to anyone that's still watching and listening to this. I will do my best to fix technical issues. I'm actually going to start recording, and I'm going to start debugging it right now if you want.
I think I'm ready to hit the hay.
Okay. Catch you later.
GG's.